airport. And joining us now is Sarah Nelson, president of the largest flight attendants union in the country. Sarah, good to have you. We've talked a lot about the travel impacts due to the shutdown. So what's going through your mind this morning now that there appears to be a deal?
I'm thinking about the flight attendants on the front lines and the agents who are going to be dealing with the outcome of these flight cancellations and delays. I'm thinking about the air traffic controllers and the TSA officers who have gone without pay. And our members are also some receive SNAP assistance. Our members also are looking at increased premium costs. So this has been the level of cruelty here to put workers on the front lines in the middle of this every which way and not have Congress come together and reach an agreement at the beginning of this. This shutdown was unnecessary. We could have simply addressed the crises that were in front of us and avoided all of this. And that is not what happened. Instead, they drug us through 40 days of this shutdown, and Republicans failed to come to the table and negotiate on the crisis of healthcare and the other crises that Americans are going to feel all across this country, including our members.
I mean, is it like flipping a switch now that there's a deal? Once the votes pass and the president signs this bill, everything returns back to quote unquote normal?
Travelers and Americans should know that this is not going to return to normal. Just like my friend Doug Lowe just said, there is going to be extended harm here. There are people who are not able to continue, who will not be able to come right back to work, or have decided that this is not something that they can sustain with their families and have to look for another line of work. We're going to see an extended harm here for quite some time, because we went into this shutdown already understaffed with our federal government and already with an attack on federal workers dismantling the program since January. So people should really come to the airport packing their patience and understanding that the people on the front lines are hurting too. United Airlines flight attendants, PSA flight attendants waiting for a contract that can help with some of these urgent needs that I was talking about, addressing the fact that they can't afford food, they can't afford their rent. But we can do that as a union and negotiate. And that is something that Congress needs to learn to do in order to do its job for the American people.
Sarah, the Transportation Secretary warned over the weekend that Thanksgiving travel was at risk for some people. Let's take a listen to that.
It's only going to get worse. I look to, the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
Do you have any sort of numerical idea of how many Americans will not be able to be with their families for the holiday because of this?
I think the number is going to be substantial.
Sarah, is that still a concern of yours as well? And what else do you want to see or hear from the Transportation Secretary?
Look, I appreciate that Sean Duffy has worked to keep us safe throughout this shutdown. When there is increased risk, you have to slow down the system. We do that on a daily basis, one flight, one airport at a time. This has been a grander approach. And Americans need to know that there will be a continued slowdown in order to keep people safe. So I would just ask everyone to please give some patience to the people on the front lines, because that is what we're doing. If your flight is delayed or canceled, it's because it is unsafe for it to go. And this is the situation that we're in. It is going to take quite some time to recover from it.
Sarah Nelson, thank you. And thanks to all flight attendants who've been working throughout this challenging time.